wanted to talk about catalog preferences right now. So this gets back to your previous question there. In the Mac, if you go to Lightroom, in Windows, if you go to the Edit up in the menu bar, you'll get a couple of options here. One is catalog settings, one is preferences. So if we go to catalog settings, if you go to file handling, on more recent versions of Lightroom, they have a standard preview size. Now they have this auto version, which is good. It accommodates to your particular computer screen. I've always been completely satisfied with the preview quality being set on medium. The bigger the preview, the more time it's going to take to build and the more space it's going to take. And then I have this, the automatically discard one-to-one previews. I have that set at after 30 days. Just because those previews take up a very large amount of space. So I figured if that's enough time to get through an edit, and if I haven't gotten through the edit and they get discarded, and I sit down 6 weeks later to edit something, then I just build the previews again. I usually don't use that because there's typically, I mean, unless you're getting into real fine detail and checking focus, it's not really necessary. If I do, say if I'm doing a wedding and I'm getting a picture of like the group of groomsmen coming towards me, and I'm just snapping and I want to make sure I get something, checking the focus or camera motion or whatever, I may shoot more than I usually do for that, like a dozen or 15 images, and then I would go through and I would just, once I've imported it into the computer, I would highlight those images only and build smart previews. And the way you do that is, let me just do that. You would go to library for the selected images and down to previews and build one-to-one previews. And there's also an option to get rid of your old previews if you don't want them. So anyway, let's see, catalog settings. Okay. So if you go to metadata, I usually leave these first ones checked. And the main thing here is I always, I don't know why, this because it's a demo catalog, I haven't done it.
Metadata, which drop down and you click on?
Say again?
I just hit metadata. Set keyword shortcut enable.
Oh yeah, the third one down, automatically write changes into XMP. I normally keep that checked. In earlier versions, people said it slowed down the computer, but I would rather, whatever you're doing to an image is going to be saved in your catalog. But if you hand those images over to somebody, or if you open them up later somehow, maybe with just Bridge to Photoshop, if there's no XMP there, it's going to just look at the raw again. It's not going to know what you did to it. So I always have this checked. The other way to do it is after you finish a work session to just save to XMP. But it's an extra thing to think about. So I haven't noticed a performance issue, so I just keep it checked.